Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Civil Life up in this piece in the form of their EFB. It's their English football beer. A play on ESB. That's what this beer is. Or what do they call this? Best bitter? British style best bitter. EFB, ESB. We're in the ballpark. This comes from my boy Jay. He sent off a box of 3 beers, and that's the last of 3 I'll be reviewing. So let's see what it has written on this sucker. Like I said, Civil Life EFB English football beer, invented in England, made in the USA. Let's see. This small forward traditional British style best bitter pairs perfectly with goals, glory, and banter. It's canned less than a month ago. We are done. And done. I got something flying around my head right now. I just let it go. Anyway, yeah, I plan to actually drink this during my Arsenal's Champions League. So I'll save it for that. Maybe comment on it. The Champions League's on at 3:00 on a Tuesday, so I can't do that. So we're doing it between the first and second leg of Arsenal versus PSG. Arsenal down 1-0. Have to go away to secure what they need to secure. So hopefully that happens. Crack this sucker open. See what we got. See what we got. Yeah. Okay. I love me Civil Life. You know this. If you watch my channel, it's one of my favorite breweries, period. On my bucket list of breweries to visit. The dirty glass dance. It's not dirty. It's just, it's my shed in here gets dusty, and I clean glasses all the time, so it's just a little pollen. Actually, it's so crazy right now how much pollen that comes in this sucker, because I don't really have any air conditioning in here, so I have a big vent fan that sucks all the hot air out, so it pulls in all kinds of pollen and stuff like that. So anyway, label-wise, I'm not gonna sit here and say I love Civil Life cans. Their art design is for me, but I love their beer. So when I see their cans, I get excited. So it's that weird little Pavlovian doggy thing. Give this a whirl and give you guys a look. I mean, yeah, very clear. Very, very clear. You can definitely see that clarity on camera. You know, anytime I think of English beers, I don't necessarily think of like Haze, but I mean, that is hyper, hyper clear. That kind of shilling, penny, copper color, a little denser than that kind of look to it. Index or pinky finger, just off white head. Actually, somewhere between like white and khaki, probably more accurate. Kind of softer, kind of foamier, not as soapy kind of edge to it, and just has that brilliant kind of color to it. Very amber, dark amber, penny color to it. So you can get a nose. Not a ton here, to be perfectly honest with you. Not a ton here. Soft little toastier, elevated above, biscuity kind of maltiness. Man, it's not pumpernickel, but it's not like a sweeter brown bread. Somewhere, you can think of it like a brown bread if you didn't like undersweeten the brown bread. That kind of vibe going for it. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I get no negatives on the nose either. Really not anything as far as off aromatics, off kind of flavors or anything like that. But it really is just that soft malt. Done and done. Done. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's potable water. It's more than that. I'm kind of tongue-in-cheeking that a little bit. But where I'm curious is where the ABV lands on this. They do not call out ABV in their can. We'll try to look it up. It really does follow relatively close from the nose to the taste, albeit there is a decent hop presence here. Again, that's a brown bready. Think of undersweet, not super undersweet. There's a soft sweetness to it, but it's that undersweetened kind of brown bready. When I think of brown bread, I think of almost like a, not desserty, but something a little bit more opulent. So I'm thinking a little bit below that as far as impact from the malt side of things. On the other side of things, there is a nice like tannic, tea like English style, fugly, golden kind of more Styrian gold. We can talk about all those houses, that kind of vibe to a little tan tea like vibe kind of hop. Man, it drinks super easy. There's flavor here. You know, there's a decent amount of flavor for what I think is a really decent low ABV. But it comes off almost like lager-like. So that's the cool thing about this. It has this really hyper drinkability to it that really is kind of top notch. Again, I'm not going to sit here and talk about this beer being like my favorite Civil Life beer I think I've ever had, even as far as a best bitter or something like this. Ones that have done me a little bit more proper. But as far as drinkability, man, and the flavor to go with it. Again, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you or express that the beer has zero flavor. But man, I need to find out the ABV on this beer right quick. So we're going to click a couple places because sometimes you don't know. 4% is what Beer Advocate says. 5.1 is what Untapped says, and Civil Life says. Let's see if they have. Still have this beer. No, I don't think they do. Ooh, now I'm very, very curious because we're getting discrepancies. It's a big difference as far as ABV goes. If it's 4%, listen, it's delicious nonetheless. But if you're telling me Civil Life Brew American Brown, cream, Pilsner, what is this? Pour it. I don't know what this site is. I don't know if ESB, German Pilsner, Golden Ale, Lager, Oktoberfest, Premium Bitter. Keep going. I don't know. Let's see. One more try. Nope. We're done. So, at 5 and change, I'm like, okay, I probably want a little bit more from this beer. At 4%, though, if that actually be the ABV, I would like this on draft. Let's put it that way. At my house, on a nice little, kegerator. And the joke I made at the beginning of this when I first tasted it, that's potable water. That's the expression. That's the idea. That's the thought process I was trying to get across. Is that this is just not a flavorless liquid. It's more so, I believe this is super low ABV. If it's as low as I think it is, then I would like this instead of water in my life. But yeah, absolutely delicious. Would rip the absolute crap out of this all day at a soccer game. Yeah, I call it soccer. Or if I was close to Civil Life, belly up at that bar, drink several liters of this. I think that would be a good day. So there you go. Reviewing the books. I'm done. Toasty, bready, brown bready, undersweetened brown bready, kind of maltiness to it. A really cool kind of English style hop with a decent bittering to it, tannic tea like kind of hop, and a really kind of hyper crisp and clean kind of base that comes off almost lager like, and like it's almost like Dortmunder kind of vibes to it. Is this one of my favorite ESBs or best bitters I've had? It's like it almost defaults to that. It's one of the better low ABV darker ales. Yes. Is it Mount Rushmore status for that? There's probably 4 I'd put in front of it, so maybe no. Just in the outside looking in, but tasty nonetheless. Value and availability. I already closed the window, but their 6-packs are usually very, very friendly price point wise, brewery only, and leave you with it if you like this. If you like English style beers, if you like chilling ales, if you like those kind of beers, you like Dortmunder, those kind of dark lagers, Box, Martins, stuff like that. I think you'd really, really dig this beer, especially if we're dealing with this ABV and it is 4%. Then it just, for me, it kicks up a notch because that's a huge difference at 5 and change to 4%. Even if it's 5%. I'm still buying this beer, but if it's 4%, I'm buying a lot of it. So there you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Massive Beers, if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive, podcasting stuff, and hopefully y'all enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Civil Life right now, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.